Yo, Joe Sexton here from Fat Loss Feast. Remember, the better the food tastes, the more body fat that we'll burn and the longer we're going to stay on the wagon. So today we're making meatballs. This tastes awesome, awesome for fat loss. Thing is, today we're going to have it with rice noodles. It makes the whole dish taste better, but the only thing with rice noodles is it is a carb, and we'll handle carbs much better post-workout. So, we need to earn them carbs, so we're going to do a tiny little workout. This one's super simple, and we're going to do it during cooking as well. So we'll do that a little bit later. So today, ingredients wise, we're going to cook everything in coconut oil. Coconut oil is amazing for cooking. You've got olive oil is excellent, but once you start frying with it, it's got a very low burning point, so it burns very fast, it turns into a bad fat. Coconut oil doesn't burn that easily, so it's still a good fat whilst we're eating it as well. We've got a tin and a half of organic chopped tomatoes. We've got half a pack of organic rice noodles. We've also got a small onion chopped. We've got some grated goat's cheese. We've got some tomato puree. We've got 500 grams of lean mince. We've got some sea salt, some black pepper and some crushed chilies as well. They're the ingredients. What we're going to do first is we get some coconut oil. Coconut oil is solid and we'll need to melt it down. So we're going to get some coconut oil in the pan and we're going to melt that down. Basically what we're going to do first, we're going to brown off the onions and some garlic. Once the onions are browned off, we're going to add it with the tomatoes and the onions. We're going to put it all together and we're going to let that simmer off. Then we're going to start preparing the meatballs. Then we're going to put them both. We're going to fry the meatballs off again in coconut oil. We're going to put them both in one pan and we're going to let them simmer for around about 20 minutes. After that, we're going to put it all in an oven-proof dish. We're going to put it in the grill, throw some goat cheese on top and let it brown off. Whilst we're doing that, we're going to cook and fry some rice noodles, and then we're going to serve it all together. It tastes awesome. So basically, we're letting the coconut oil melt down. We want this on a nice high heat. This only takes around about 4 or 5 minutes, and then once we do that, we'll start making the sauce, we'll start making the meatballs, we'll throw them together. It's nice and simple. So, the coconut oil is now melted, so we're going to throw the onions in. I'm using easy garlic. You can use fresh garlic. If you have got fresh garlic, use that, because it's going to taste a little bit better. We're going to throw a lot of garlic in, and we're just going to brown the onions off. This should take about 4 or 5 minutes, I'll see you soon. We're back, onions are browned off. Like I said, we've browned some onions and garlic off. Basically now we're going to make the sauce. So like I said, we've got a tin and a half of organic chopped tomatoes. Throw these in a wok. Woks are awesome. You can use them for frying, you can use them for stir fries and stuff like that, and you can use them for your sauces. Right, so we're going to throw your tin and a half chopped tomatoes in, and also we're going to add the browned off onions in as well. Onions and garlic. Throw this in the sink. We're going to wash that pan a little bit later as well, because we're going to be cooking the meatballs in it as well. Basically now what we're going to throw in is sort of a little bit of tomato puree. This will thicken it up a little bit. And we're going to turn that on. There we go. We're going to turn that on and let that simmer. Basically now we're going to be cooking this sauce. We're going to mix it all in. And we're going to be cooking this sauce for around about 20-30 minutes. In about 10 minutes time, we're going to add the meatballs. So now it's time to prepare the meatballs. If you find that the sauce needs to get a little bit thicker, all you need to do is throw a little bit more tomato puree in as well. Again, mix that up. And a nice simple Italian tomato sauce. Very similar to bolognese sauce, but again we're just going to be cooking the meatballs in this. Right, so whilst we are, we may as well start making the meatballs. This bit takes the longest, it's a little bit tricky. But we're going to use 500 grams of lean organic mince. We're going to throw some salt in. We're going to throw some black pepper in. We're going to throw some crushed chilies in. You can use fresh chilies, but I find crushed chilies work a little bit better when we make meatballs, depending how hot you want them. And to bind together, a lot of people use egg whites, but I find if you use tomato puree, it binds just as well, and it tastes even better as well. So we're going to throw quite a bit of tomato puree in as well. You find that a lot of healthy recipes, you're going to be using a lot of tomato puree. Right, so we're going to bind that all together. And with about 500 grams of mince, you're expecting around about 8 meatballs, so 8 medium-sized meatballs. So what we're going to do now is break little bits off, get them in your hand, create meatballs round about that big. You want to be nice and round, You want to make sure there's no gaps in them, you want to make sure they're completely solid. So we're going to make around about 8 of them. So see you soon. Right, meatballs are done. Right, we're smashing through this today, guys. Remember, most people haven't got a lot of time to cook. So the faster we do it, again, the longer we'll stay on that wagon because we haven't got an excuse of I haven't had time to cook food. So I made 8 meatballs. The round up them in medium size. That's with 500 grams of lean mince. So what I've done is got quite a bit of coconut oil back in the frying pan. I washed it from the onions. Back in the frying pan, quite a bit of coconut oil and let it melt down. We're going to throw the meatballs in now. The pan's pretty on a high heat. We're going to throw the meatballs in. Throw them all the way around the pan. Nice. Right, what we're looking to do is looking for the meatballs to be completely brown all the way round. So it takes around 5-10 minutes. We're going to put them around about a medium heat now. So the pan's nice and hot. We'll throw the temperature back down. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep bringing the meatballs round until they're fully brown. That should take about 5-10 minutes. I'll see you then. Right, we're back. The meatballs are all browned off, as you can see. All the way around the edges, they're all sealed, they're all browned off, and they're ready to put in the sauce. So I've turned the heat down. This is still simmering. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to use a spoon. This way it gets messy. This way, like meatballs normally fly around the kitchen, and I always lose one. We'll see if I do one. We'll see if I do the day. I said, guys, it doesn't have to be. You see a lot of like professional chefs. You see a lot of chefs on telly, and everything's perfect. This is real life. You know, I want you to get results, and there's no point making the food like so hard to cook that you can't actually do it, or the ingredients are really hard to find. These are all easy to find. You can get them from the supermarkets. You can get them easily from the market, and the food tastes awesome. Right, so we're going to just stir them in gently. Remember, they can break a little. They can break as well. So if we're going to stir them, we're going to stir them nice and gently. So once the meatballs are in, make sure they're all fully covered. Nice. And we're just going to let that simmer. Right, so this is going to be served with rice noodles. So like I said, rice noodles, our body only handles really carbs well after our workout. It means we're going to deplete our glycogen stores, so when we actually eat the carbs, our carbs get stored as energy and doesn't get stored as body fat. This workout's the most super simple workout ever. It lasts 10 minutes. We're going to go 30 seconds exercise, 30 seconds rest of one exercise. That exercise is going to be high knees. There's 2 variations. You can either, if you're massively unfit or you've got bad knees, you just march on the spot. This is so easy though. You can do that for 10 minutes. Chances are you'll be able to do a little bit more than that. You do want to make it harder, you go that a little bit faster, and we're going to go high knees. So on the spot, you're driving them knees high, powering up through them elbows. The more we use them elbows to leverage, the higher the knees are going to get. We're aiming to get them knees to hip height every single time. So we're going to go 30 work as fast as we can. 30 seconds work, 30 seconds rest, and you're going to do it 10 times. In 10 minutes, you want to be sweating. The heart rate wants to be sky high. Your legs are going to be feeling a bit like jelly. Earn your carbs. It gives you 10 minutes to exercise, 5 or 10 minutes to get kind of washed, to kind of get ready, and then it's time to quickly 2 minutes to fry off the rice noodles, and the food's ready. So 10 minutes exercise, we're going to let this simmer. Take another 5 or 10 minutes to get back ready, and then in about 15-20 minutes the meatballs are going to be ready. See you soon. Good luck. Right, we're back. Your workout should have been done by now, and you should be absolutely knackered. You should have earned your carbs. It's been around about 15-20 minutes. The meatballs have been simmered off in the sauce. Now it's time to put it in the bowl, put some ghost cheese on top, let that brown off. Whilst we're doing that, we're going to throw some rice noodles in a pan with some coconut oil. We're going to fry them for about 2 or 3 minutes, and they should be ready. So, time to turn the hob off. What I want you to do is throw the meatballs into a grill and oven proof pan. This is awesome. This is one of my favourite recipes. Again, like I said, the better your food tastes, the longer you're going to stay on the wagon. Fat loss is really simple. As long as you get the right help, as long as you get the right food and the right training, body fat should fly off. You find a lot of slimming clubs and stuff make it a lot harder because they kind of promise you that you can have like all these processed microwave meals, when really you're never actually going to get real results with eating like that. But food like this is awesome. Food like this tastes amazing. You can eat food like this, you won't even think that you're on a diet. Right, so there's all the sauce into the bowl. What I'm going to do now is put some ghost cheese on top. So again, I've grated some ghost cheese. It's cheddar style ghost cheese. This wouldn't work with soft ghost cheese, so this is hard cheddar style ghost cheese. I'm going to throw this on top. This normally takes around 5 to 10 minutes on quite a high heat on the grill to brown off. Goat cheese is amazing as well, it tastes good. Like I always say, the better food tastes, the longer you sit on the wagon, the more body fat you'll actually lose, and the healthier you'll get as well. Remember guys, this isn't just for like body fat loss. The healthier we are, the better we feel, the kind of better our life is as well. We don't find that we're struggling through life, we don't find that we're tired. Right, so here's goat cheese on. We'll throw this into the grill. And I'm going to put it on quite a high heat. Right, so that's on quite a high heat. It's time to throw the rice noodles in as well. So again, I'm going to throw some coconut oil in the pan. I basically just went from a normal supermarket. I've got some rice noodles. These are rice noodles with spring onions. Basically, normal noodles are full of wheat and gluten, and like I said before, it's the wheat and gluten in food that make us feel horrible and make us store body fat. Wheat shocking, gluten shocking. So these are wheat and gluten free. Our body can digest it a lot easier. It's less of a big insulin and sugar spike. It's just so much healthier. So we're going to have this instead of like your spaghetti. So I'm going to turn the pan on. Right now the coconut oil is going to melt down. Basically I'm going to throw the rice noodles in. I'm going to stir fry them for 2 minutes on quite a high heat. We'll serve them. The meatballs should take an extra 5 minutes and they should be ready. So I'll see you soon. Right, we're ready. Food time. I'm starving. Like I said, especially if you're trained, you should be that little bit hungry because your body should be craving out for nutrients. Right, so I've heated up the rice noodles. I've stir fried them. Time to turn the grill off. Right, first off, I'm going to serve the rice noodles. As you can see, all over the top of the hob, I made a mess. As you'll find out the hard way, rice noodles are pretty messy. Throw some rice noodles in. As I said, rice noodles are so much better for our body to digest. I'll squeeze past. Right, so it's time to get the meatballs out. Check these out. So guys, that smells amazing, it looks amazing, and it tastes pretty good as well. So, what I want you to do is get a spoon, find a spoon. As you see, I'm not actually that prepared. I couldn't even find a spoon. Right, so we've got your meatballs, so I want you to throw 4 on. Especially if you train hard, you've earned this as well. If you haven't trained or you didn't have time to train, you can still have this meal, but just without the rice noodles. See, I'm going to have the rest of me 4 meatballs later on, but I'm going to have that with stacks of greens, so I might have it with either broccoli, carrots and cauliflower, or I might have some spinach, rocket and watercress. So I'm going to get some of the goat cheese, save some for later on as well, and get some of the sauce. Sauce should taste awesome. It's pretty spicy as well because remember I have to throw quite a bit of garlic on. Tiny little bit more. Right, so there you've got one meal for now, post workout with rice noodles. You've got your other 4 meatballs later on for a normal meal with stacks of greens. So we've got meatballs, we've got with rice noodles with goat cheese on top. This tastes amazing. Awesome for burning body fat, awesome for health, awesome for our body to digest. See you soon.